Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup, an intra-district matchup, as the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves, coached by Caitlin Donahue, take on the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies, coached by Rob Meacham. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants first from Southwest.
Hi, I am Sam and I'm a senior.
I'm Ethan and I'm a senior.
I'm John and I'm a senior.
I'm Ferris and I'm a senior.
I'm Luke and I'm a junior.
And our competitors from Northwest.
I'm Eva and I'm a senior.
I'm Shore, I'm a junior.
I'm Caleb, I'm a junior.
I'm Matt, I'm a senior.
I'm Cass, I'm a sophomore.
All right, fantastic. Here on the categories in the first round, we will take turns answering questions. If a team answers correctly, of course, they earn a point for their school. If they do not answer correctly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Blue Valley Southwest. So Timberwolves, here is the first category. It is science chemistry. What's the boiling point of water on the Kelvin scale? John?
373 degrees.
373, very good. Back over to you, Huskies. Women's history. Women's history is the category. Whose only job offer after graduating near the top of her Stanford Law School class was to be a legal secretary? Sure?
Sonia Sotomayor.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this women's history category. Whose only job offer after graduating near the top of her Stanford Law School class was to be a legal secretary? Luke.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Sandra Day O'Connor. Sandra Day O'Connor. Timberwolves, staying with you, economics is the category. What sort of laws prohibit monopolies, restraints of trade, and other conspiracies to inhibit competition? Sam?
Antitrust or trust-busting laws?
Yep, antitrust. Back over to you, Huskies. Current events is the category. The mayor blamed climate change for the high tides and winds brought flooding to his European city. Name that city. Cass?
Vienna.
It's not Vienna. Timberwolves, chance to steal. Sam?
Venice.
Venice. Timberwolves, you get the next category. It is U.S. geography. Identify this U.S. city from the Spanish translation of its name. It means tall stick, and it's located in California. Ferris?
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto. Coming back to you, Huskies, vocabulary. Which word refers to a person involved in extortion, not someone who sells tennis equipment? Eva?
A racketer.
Can you say that again?
A racketeer.
A racketeer, very good. Timberwolves, coming back to you, language, this time expressions. At one time in England, most gentlemen wore wigs. From time to time, a joking friend might pull it down over his face. This led to the coining of an expression that today means to deceive. What does it mean, or what is it? Ethan?
To pull the wool over one's eyes.
That's very good, yep. Northwest, math is your category. In a 10th grade class, there are 5 boys for every 3 girls. There are 12 more boys than girls. How many girls are in the class? Sure?
3.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Timberwolves, math is the category. Ferris?
18.
18, very good. Staying with you, Timberwolves, sports and games is the category. Which legendary basketball coach led UCLA to 10 NCAA national titles in the 1960s and 70s? John?
John Wooden.
John Wood. Back over to you, Huskies. Fine arts, theater. Which Broadway musical, set in France, features a spooky gondola ride in an underground lake? Time. Timberwolves, chance to steal this fine arts and theater category. Which Broadway musical, set in France, features a spooky gondola? Luke.
Phantom of the Opera.
It is Phantom of the Opera. Staying with you, Southwest, literature is the category. Name the American author whose autobiography describes his unsuccessful but still useful project to consistently exhibit 13 moral virtues and thereby achieve moral perfection. Time. Huskies, chance to steal this literature category. Name the American author whose autobiography describes his unsuccessful but still useful project to consistently exhibit 13 moral virtues and thereby achieve moral perfection. Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin. Huskies, staying with you. Science, specifically astronomy. What four-syllable adjective describes the space which exists between stars? Sure?
Interstellar.
Interstellar, very good. Timberwolves, vocabulary, politics. I'll define a political expression and you give the word or phrase. It's the foremost woman in a particular field, the wife of the head of any country, and the wife of the President of the United States. Sam?
First Lady.
First Lady. Back over to you, Huskies. Literature is the category again. What historical event provides the backdrop for the drama Ajax, written by Sophocles? Eva?
The Trojan War.
It is the Trojan War. Back over to you, Timberwolves. Current events is the category. Dean Foods, the nation's largest producer of what, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as the consumption of this product declines? Time. Huskies, chance to steal this current events category. Dean Foods, the nation's largest producer of what, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as the consumption of that product declines? Eva?
Beef.
It's not beef, it's milk. Milk. Huskies, staying with you, sports and games is the category. September 20th, 1973, arguably marked a turning point in women's sports when an exhibition match was held to determine whether a female tennis player could ever defeat a male player. Who did Billie Jean King defeat in what became known as the Battle of the Sexes? Sure?
John McEnroe.
It's not John McEnroe. Timberwolves, chance to steal the sports and games category. September 20th, 1973, arguably marked a turning point in women's sports when an exhibition match was held to determine whether a female tennis player could ever defeat a male player. Who did Billie Jean King defeat in what became known as the Battle of the Sexes? Bobby Riggs. Riggs. Timberwolves, staying with you, U.S. history is the category. John Quincy Adams served as ambassador to 2 foreign countries. Name either one. Luke.
France.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Huskies, chance to steal this U.S. history category. John Quincy Adams served as ambassador to 2 foreign countries. Name either one of them. Sure?
England.
England, yep. The other one being Russia. Staying with you, Huskies, general knowledge is the category. I'll give you the superstitious cause, and you supply the superstitious consequence. If you catch a wedding bouquet, then what? Eva?
You will be the next to marry.
Very good. Timberwolves, coming back to you. Vocabulary, this time specifically math vocabulary. For about 4,000 years, people in Asia have used a very efficient manual computer called a what? Luke?
An abacus.
An abacus. Back to you, Huskies, U.S. geography. What bay is Rhode Island's link to the Atlantic Ocean? Sure?
Providence Bay.
It is not Providence Bay. Timberwolves, chance to steal this U.S. geography category. What bay is Rhode Island's link to the Atlantic Ocean? The Narragansett Bay. Narragansett. Timberwolves, we are staying with you. Fine arts and paintings is the category. What's the title of the painting by Emanuel Leutze showing George Washington and a group of soldiers in a small boat about to launch a surprise attack against the British troops during the American Revolution? Sam?
Crossing of the Delaware?
Cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this fine arts and paintings category. What's the title of the painting by Emanuel Leutze showing George Washington and a group of soldiers in a small boat about to launch a surprise attack against the British troops during the American Revolution? Eva?
Washington crosses the Delaware.
That, yeah, we needed to have it specifically phrased like that. Yes. Huskies, staying with you, government and economics is the category. What amendment prohibits poll taxes? Time. Southwest, chance to steal this government and economics category. Which amendment prohibits poll taxes? John.
The 24th.
It is the 24th. Staying with you, Timberwolves. Next category is another fine arts question, this time composers. Sir Arthur Sullivan wrote the music for the operetta HMS Pinafore. Give me the first and last name of the man who wrote the libretto. Or the libretto, excuse me. Time. Huskies, chance to steal this fine arts and composers question. Sir Arthur Sullivan wrote the music for the operetta HMS Pinafore. Give me the first and last name of the man who wrote the libretto. William Gilbert of the Gilbert and Sullivan preparing there. Huskies, staying with you, world history is the category. In 2006, the people of Montenegro voted for independence from what other Balkan country? Sure?
Yugoslavia.
It is not Yugoslavia. Southwest, chance to steal this world history category. In 2006, the people of Montenegro. Luke?
Serbia.
It is Serbia. Southwest, staying with you. Geography, this time Australian geography, and it's a multiple choice question. Which of the following cities is located more or less in the center of Australia? Is it Sydney, Perth, Alice Springs, or Gundagai? Sam?
Gundagai?
It is not Gundagai. Huskies, chance to steal this Australian geography category. Which of the following cities is located more or less in the center of Australia? Sydney, Perth, Alice Springs, or Gundagai? Sure?
Perth.
Alice Springs. Alice Springs. Huskies, you do get the next category. It is U.S. government. The nullification controversy of 1828 to 1833 focused on whether what could nullify federal laws. Caleb?
State laws.
State laws, yep. Timberwolves, back over to you. Science and terminology. Well, let's go ahead and finish this since I started the question. Science and terminology. The sun appearing to be larger at sunset is an example of which of the following? Is it reflection, refraction, interference, or dispersion? Ferris?
Dispersion.
It is dispersion. And that tone did denote the end of our first half, and we have a halftime score of Blue Valley Southwest 13 and Blue Valley Northwest 7. At this part of our program, we will go to a campus update from each of the squads, and we have Sam giving us the update for the Timberwolves. So what's happening at Southwest?
So it is opening night for Murder on the Orient Express. Ethan here is actually in the play itself, but he's making the sacrifice to be here with us. Our football team ended their season as the regional champions, which is something that has not happened in our school before, so we're all very proud of them. And winter sports are underway, so we're looking forward to a good season in those activities as well.
All right, good stuff. All right, and Shore, you're giving us the update for the Huskies, so what's happening over in the land of Northwest?
We are gearing up for our winter sports season, and all of our teams are very enthusiastic about their upcoming season. Boys and girls basketball, swimming, and wrestling all have high expectations. Also, our debate team is continuing their historic season as they travel to Chicago for the prestigious Glenbrooks tournament that features teams from across the nation, and we wish our Huskies luck as they continue their unprecedented success.
All right, fantastic. Great stuff happening at both schools. As we begin our second round, as our lightning round, it traditionally starts with our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. We'll be displaying information on a monitor here in the studio as well as on the screen for those watching at home. The first team to ring in to get to take a chance at it will get awarded the 2 points if they are correct. If they are incorrect, the other team will get a chance to steal. So here we go. Technology is the category for our look and listen. Name this alliteratively named mechanism designed by Leonardo. Is that time? Unfortunately, that's time. We're looking for ball bearings. Ball bearings. Up and coming technology right now is ball bearings. It's all ball bearings these days. All right, as we continue with our lightning round, I'll place questions on the floor for either team to answer. A correct response earns a point. Again, the other team will get a chance to steal in an incorrect answer option. All right, here we go. Both teams. Literature is the category. Which of Dickens' books was his favorite and sells best today? Caleb?
A Christmas Carol?
Sorry, it's not A Christmas Carol. Timberwolves. Literature is the category. Which of Dickens' books was his favorite and sells best today? John?
Great Expectations?
It's actually David Copperfield. David Copperfield. Foreign language for both teams. This word has the same spelling in 2 languages, but different pronunciations. In English, it means to publicize loudly. In French, it means all or every. What is the word? Cass?
To or tout.
Very good. In our European history for both teams. Who became the first Tudor king of England in 1485? Short?
King James.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Timberwolves, European history is the category. Who became the first Tudor king of England in 1485? Luke?
Henry VIII.
It's actually Henry VII. Henry VII. Off by 1. World geography for both teams. What is said to be the coldest and most undesirable place in Russia? Sure.
Siberia.
Siberia. General knowledge for both teams. It was set up to raise money for the war effort in November. 7 managers oversaw the game, and the prizes were Treasury banknotes payable at the end of 5 years. 2 centuries later, several states used this popular form of fundraising. Name it. Caleb?
The lottery?
It is the lottery. Next category for both teams, U.S. government, courts. If a case is appealed to the Supreme Court of the United States from a lower federal court and the Supreme Court justices split 4-4 in their vote with 1 justice not participating, the result is what? Matt?
The stance the lower court took stands.
Yeah, the decision is upheld. Very good. All right, at this time in our program, we are going to do our second half theme team huddle, and this is where 2 questions are asked. The teams can converse, and the team captain is the one that rings in and gives the answer to both questions. Both questions must be answered correctly in order to get the 2 points. If they don't answer both questions correctly, the other team, again, gets the chance to steal. So here we go. The category is History of Computers. Question 1. This inventor developed the difference engine, considered a prototype for modern computers. Question 2. While a naval officer, this computer scientist developed the concept of programming languages that could be understood by machines and humans. Oh, time on that one. The answer to question 1, the difference engine was invented by Charles Babbage. And then the naval officer who developed programming, Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper. All right, as we continue with our lightning round, Shakespeare is the category. Shakespeare wrote histories, tragedies, and comedies. Classify all 3 of these in what category? King Lear, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Hamlet. Sure.
Tragedy.
They were all tragedies. Very good. You've narrowed the gap here. Blue Valley Southwest 13, Blue Valley Northwest 12. Vocabulary, spelling. Starts with a quote. The state capitol building is in downtown Columbus. In this sentence, spell the word capital. Sam.
C-A-P-I-T-O-L.
That is correct for capital on this one. Fine arts composers for both teams. Who wrote St. Matthew Passion in 1729? Caleb?
Beethoven.
Not Beethoven. Timberwolves, chance to steal this fine arts composer's question. Who wrote St. Matthew Passion in 1729? It was Bach. Bach. Movies is the next category. It starts off with a quote. Dave, stop. Stop, will you? Stop, Dave. Will you stop, Dave? Stop, Dave. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, Dave. Dave, my mind is going. I can feel it. I can feel it. My mind is going. There is no question about it. This is a quotation from which film? "2001: A Space Odyssey." I didn't do it justice, Dave. All right, U.S. history. U.S. history for both teams. The simultaneous construction of so many new railroads in the 1850s caused the institutionalization and centralization of the major national money markets in what city? Most of the money markets at that, New York City. New York City. Mathematics for both teams. What is the length of each side of a square with diagonal measuring 20 meters? Sure?
10 root 2.
10 root 2, very good. Vocabulary for both teams. More generally, this word means shape or an outline having successive curves. It also describes a similar pattern in the hair, often created by a permanent. What is it? John?
Concentric.
It's not concentric. Huskies, chance to steal this vocabulary question. More generally, this word means a shape or outline having. Eva?
Body.
Not looking for body, we're looking for wave. Wave. Literature for both teams, and it's multiple choice. The plot of this novel turns on an exchange of clothing between the main characters. Is it Jules and Jim, The Prince and the Pauper, The Princess and the Pea, or Pride and Prejudice? Eva.
The Prince and the Pauper.
The Prince and the Pauper. And we have a tie score at 14 apiece. Sports and games is the next category. In horse racing, the Triple Crown is awarded to a horse which wins which 3 races? Ferris?
The Preakness, Belmont Stakes, and the Kentucky Derby.
Those are the 3. Geography is the next category. In what city is the famous Raleigh Tavern, where Washington and Patrick Henry, among others, met before the Revolution? Luke?
Philadelphia.
It's not Philadelphia. Huskies, chance to steal this geography question. In what city is the famous Raleigh Tavern, where Washington and Patrick Henry, among others, met before the Revolution? Sure.
Richmond.
Not Richmond. Williamsburg. Williamsburg. Both teams, economics, terminology is the category. What is the legal declaration that a person cannot pay his debts upon whereupon most or all remaining assets? Sure.
Bankruptcy.
It is bankruptcy. Science, chemistry. This chemical element has the largest electron negative. Cass.
Fluorine.
Fluorine. Mathematics for both teams. What numbers are added when like variable terms are combined? John?
Coefficients.
Coefficients. Current events for both teams. 2 cases of the most dangerous strain of what disease were recently reported in China? Cass?
Plague.
The plague, yes. Science, engineering. Inert solid bodies, such as sand or gravel, added to strengthen concrete, are called what? They're called aggregate. Aggregate. Military history for both teams. The nickname for the B-17 was the Flying Fortress. The long-range American B-29 was also a fearsome bomber developed during World War II. What was its nickname? It was the Super Fortress. Super Fortress. General knowledge for both teams. Counted in the 2000 U.S. Census were 1.6 million adopted children. Name any two of the foreign countries that account for more than 10,000 adopted children apiece. Luke?
China. And India.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this general knowledge question. Counted in the 2000 U.S. Census were 1.6 million adopted children. Name any two of the four countries that account for more than 10,000 adopted children apiece. Caleb?
China and South Korea.
Those are two. The other two being Russia and Mexico. You open up a little bit of a lead here, Northwest, with 18 to Southwest 16. World history. Spain ceded this New World country to France in 1697, which ruled it until 1804, when Jean-Jacques Dessalines established himself. Luke?
Haiti.
It is Haiti. We're under a minute. Geography. It's multiple choice. The shortest distance from New York to central Siberia is a route which passes over London, Tokyo, North Pole, or Hawaii. Caleb?
North Pole.
It is the North Pole. Economics terminology. Quitclaim and warranty are two types of which document which transfers ownership of real estate? Sam?
A deed.
It is a deed. Science. What process finds out the concentration of a solution by slowly adding a solution of known? Caleb?
Titration.
It is titration. U.S. geography, rivers. Name a principal tributary of the Ohio River that is formed by the junction of the Holston and French Broad rivers near Knoxville. It is the Tennessee River. And that tone does denote the end of our contest. We had a well-played contest. Blue Valley Northwest coming out on top with a score of 20 to Blue Valley Southwest 18. Please join us again next time as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.